My name is Cyph Morrison, and this week in car audio. Tune in. This week in car audio. Tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This week in car audio. Yeah. Tune in. This week in car audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with your host, the Judge, Doug Stockton. And we have a celebrity guest this week, our celebrity co-host, Team Send It Dave. How's it going, Dave? So I am still sharing to a couple of more sites for the live feed real quick. Yep. So I am waiting for confirmation, but I'm like 99.9999% sure that our guest today, Mr. Team Phat Boyz, Jose, is the new and current record holder for Psychlone Demo Wall class. Congratulations, Jose. Let me make sure my volume's off before I click on this thing to see. Swipe left. Just like you're on freaking your Tinder and stuff. Everybody's right. Everybody's right. Anyway, you swipe one way, you can see everybody. Swipe the other way, you only see yourself. Yeah. So. All right. Real quick, when we get started, I just want to make a quick mention. I've done some more research on how to grow channels and whatnot for us. And so, if you guys could, whether or not you are on the YouTube, if you can go over there and smash the like button on the YouTube, that actually helps my algorithms and it helps put us on the front page. The more likes we get, the closer we get to being on the front page of YouTube. So whether you're listening on YouTube or iHeart or just watching us on Facebook, please go to YouTube and smash the like button. All right. Yeah, smash the like button. That's where we're at. Dose Man, the bass man, he says, "What? Hey, dudes." So that's over on the YouTube side. We got Sam Dunn, Julio Montanez, Steve Fonte, some Jose and Tyler Archer. To who? Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad to hear that. So Jose, tell us a little bit about your background in car audio. I mean, that you've been on here before, so a short version that'll be helpful. Uh huh. And your shop's in Oakland, California. Hence the. Okay, they're saying they can't hear Jose and Dave. Is that common with everybody? Let me know if you can't hear Jose and Dave. Okay, so I got everybody here saying they can't hear you. Let me try this button here.
You know.
Now say something, Dave.
Check, check. 1, 2.
All right. Can we hear Dave now? Obviously, everybody can hear me because I got a loud mouth.
Doug.
So.
I mean, I could grab a separate mic if it's easier.
No. I can hear you fine. It's on my end.
Got it.
Okay, so you guys can hear Dave and Jose now?
How about me? Anybody hear me? Quiet guy.
You guys are on the same microphone, so if they can hear one of you, they can hear both of you.
All right.
Oh, yep. Okay, they can hear you now. Cool. Perfect.
Right, cool.
Sorry about that. Let's go back to that real quick. So people would come over your house. They would leave audio equipment. You just start installing it. You and your dad opened up your shop. When did you open up the shop again?
September of 2007.
And in 2007?
Yes,
oh,
we've been here a while.
A minute. So September 2007, you guys opened up a shop in Oakland. Dave asked the question of, are you in the same location where you started, and what was your response?
We actually started right next door to our current location. Our location was super small, had no wood shop. We would actually build boxes on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Like cut them, assemble them, everything. So
I used to build them in my driveway, so I feel.
And the funny thing is, we're on a main street, so people would walk by and be like,
"Oh,
yeah."
Well, if you were in San Francisco, people would say that you're throwing out toxic fumes and want hazmat suits and call the cops on you.
Well, we definitely grew a lot. Our location is, I would say, the retail spot is about like 4 times bigger, and we actually have a dedicated wood shop now, so no more sidewalk building.
So whose idea was the shop?
Originally the idea was my dad's. He's always wanted to kind of open up his own store.
Okay.
We got the chance to do it around that time. We were actually going to open it up with a hydraulic shop, but that didn't work out, and we just said, you know what, we're just going to take the dive and open it up.
Okay. Cool. No, that's awesome. So walk us through so you are a West Coast champion for Psychlone, last year record holder. For both classes. So go ahead and tell us about that.
Right, in 2019, we won World Finals, but this past finals, we won the West Coast Championship. Using the Widow, we did demo wall, and using my Brown Suburban, we won no wall. So we actually locked down both of the classes in West Coast.
Which is awesome. If you guys hadn't seen it, 2 weeks ago, we had Ricky Garcia and Rick Garcia on here talking about competing as a family. Mm-hmm. So that was actually really cool. And, here's another family, and they're competing together as a family also. So, kudos to you and your dad. I have my son out there. I actually have a picture of him when he was 5 years old, maybe 6. And he grabbed the mic, and he was like pointing out, doing the 129.9, 129 over at Autorama one year. So,
right.
That would have been awesome to see.
Yeah, he didn't do very well at it then. So, but I mean, it was kind of cool. He's 5 years old. He was like, 3'1". Now he's 6'1", 6'2". So he's not quite a little kid anymore. So tell us about this. So this weekend we were looking at results, and we thought you had world record in Super Street X and demo no wall, but come to find out, up in Canada, Jimbo, one of our good friends of the show and good friends of DB Drag in the West Coast. I mean, he comes down here for events and stuff. He ended up doing 163.9 for the current world record in Super Street X. But what about your run?
20 hertz?
At 50 hertz or lower.
So you're asking about the Super Street X run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So in Super Street X, I ran the initial run and I got a 63.7 at 38. But when I went to go back it up, I went up a frequency and lost about 0.6. I'm not exactly too sure if that was due to the frequency change or my coils were just on the hotter side. For example, like I don't know what I'm clamping at all. The only clamp testing I did was during Psychlone, and each amp in my testing at least was clamping about 3K.
Okay. And then, so what do you have in your system?
So the system consists of 1018s currently on 5 base 30Ks. Everything's wired to 1 ohm nominal.
Okay. So I'm looking right now, and he did 164.1 for his initial run at 47 hertz.
Yeah.
And then his second run at 47 hertz was for 150. Hold on. I pushed the wrong button. Dang it.
Jose, how much lithium do you have back there? Yeah, how much C-max?
116.39 at 47 hertz.
So lithium wise, I have a 225 amp hour C-max.
Nice.
Quite a bit. I mean, some people have been concerned that I'm not running enough, but judging by the voltage drop I'm seeing, I'm not clamping as much as I think people think.
So you said it's like $3,000 an amp?
What was that?
You said you're clamping about 3,000 an amp?
At 20 hertz, yes. As far as I've tested, I haven't opened her up all the way.
So that's just to let you people know that don't know anything about his record for Psychlone. He hasn't opened it up all the way.
We'll see this weekend. I did testing, and surprisingly, I was louder in Sacramento. I'm assuming that's because I had the 2 holders. But on a burp, I was making 58.9 at 20 on about 2,600 per amp.
Okay. So just to let people know. So the previous record to this weekend, I don't remember the gentleman's name off the top of my head, but
57.8.
No, his name.
Oh, Joel Dom.
Is that who the previous record was?
Okay.
Yep. And so Phat Boyz did a 157.9 at 20 hertz for 217.9. So he beat the previous world record by 0.8 of a dB.
Woo!
And he said he hasn't even turned it up yet.
Well, if you go back to the beginning of the round.
Oh, Joel Sparky is who he said.
There you go, Joel Sparky.
Yeah, he was just on the show.
That's him.
Yep. As a matter of fact, he was just on the show a couple
weeks
ago.
I think he runs 15s X's.
I think so, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so what were you saying about the run? Sorry about that, sir.
So I don't know if you go to your live stream, you could see I came out at a 59.2.
Yeah.
And one of my holders was actually Dave, and he could tell you I was modulating the volume kind of to try and test the thermal limits.
Right. So like when your last run, you shot sparks throughout the cab of your vehicle.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm like, because I took one of the subs apart today, and there's a giant hole in the coil, and I'm assuming I'm just dumping too much power too fast.
Okay.
So there's some stuff I got to figure out. When I took it out last weekend, some of the subs were heating up a little bit unevenly, so I'm assuming I have to mess around with the gains a little bit to kind of make sure everything gets equal power.
So Sam Dunn says Sparky's running 15 Sundown XV3 15s on 5 9Ks. And Tyler Archer says he thinks it's going to be a battle in the demo wall this year.
It'll definitely be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to it. It's fun to watch.
Yep. So, just real quick, so people that don't know, Dave over here, he actually stepped down as president. He's got some personal stuff going on. If you know, you know. And work's going crazy. He's getting promoted. And, there's a lot of stuff going on in his life. So he actually stepped down as president of Team Send It. Still on it, still participating, but just handed over presidentship to Julio Montanez. Congratulations, Julio.
And,
good job.
VP VP is now Jeff Schultz.
Okay. Yeah.
I stepped down. Well, for one, I'm old. I'm 48, and I got the younger guys on the team that have a big drive, and they got a lot of years in front of them, and they're doing a lot of big things. So I wanted to hand it over to some great guys.
Nope.
And I'm secretary, so if you need any stamps or anything stapled, yeah, I'm treasurer too. So, but if you need anything stamped or stapled or anything, call me. I'm the secretary now. So.
Do you wear a dress to work? That's all we want to know.
Hey, it is that month right now.
That's
so
right.
You don't judge me.
Oh, I ain't judging, just asking.
No, I don't wear no damn dress. No.
So speaking of teams, Team Phat Boyz members, I saw yellow shirts everywhere at the show this weekend. So tell us about that.
So Team Phat Boyz, we actually started it mainly because me and my dad were on the team. It was Team Bass Freaks.
Yeah, I said you guys are a little chubby.
Yeah. we used to be on Team Bass Freaks, and everybody kind of retired.
Yep.
So we just thought, you know what, why not actually try to make our own team this time?
Mm-hmm.
And we got they're mainly trying to recruit new people so that way we could bring in new blood.
Yep.
So you're trying to outdo Team Send It now, huh?
Yeah, he's trying to out recruit Team Send It.
I was at a couple shows with Jose, and I thought I was at a Steelers game because I see all this black and yellow everywhere. Steelers. Sorry.
I remember somebody called us the Bumblebees.
Jesus.
Bumblebees.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So how many members and what?
What was that?
How many members and?
If I had to guess, I mean, we just introduced a few more people, so I'm assuming we're around 10-ish right now, 10, 11.
Hey, so since you guys' name is Phat Boyz, I mean, is there like a prerequisite of weight before you can join, or is that just?
No, we're just naming the team after the shop, and the shop actually got his name from a joke I made about my dad and his uncle, which were the two original members that were gonna open.
That's awesome, though, man. I really admire you guys' relationship.
Yeah. That's where the name came from. This is me making fun of my dad because he was chubbier back then.
Awesome.
No, and I mean, you came out in force. You had your dad, your mom, your girlfriend, and then obviously your team all out there at the show, right? So, also wanted to thank you guys for sponsoring the event, right? So you guys upgraded to a 3X to try and set some records, and obviously
that one was a surprise to me.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, you were like, hey, it's a 3X Phat Boyz. I was like, wait, what? My dad's like, yeah.
Oh, so yeah. And then I was talking to your dad when he was pulling out, and your mom's sitting in the passenger seat, right? And he's all, hey, we were talking some of the money involved and whatnot, and he's like, oh, wait, shh. I go, oh no, he paid me $2,500 for this show.
Jesus, I'm in the wrong business.
Well, I figure if I over exaggerate how much you gave me, you can pocket a little extra.
Right.
So, but anyway, yeah, no. Thank you to Phat Boyz for sponsoring the event. We had a 3X. I mean, with their sponsorship, we were allowed world records. We had Josh T.W.I.C.A did a hell of a try. Missed the demo no wall by a couple of tenths. Also, Noisy Boys Jimmy coming out of left field there, 20 hertz.
Man.
But dude, he was playing 17 hertz. Did a 144.1 at 17 hertz. He would have destroyed the record if we were allowed to go below the 20 hertz threshold.
Why is that, Doug? I've always wanted to ask that question.
So
Psychlone is about playing low as you can go. Why are we not able to go lower than 20?
That would be a question for Wayne. Wayne, in DB drag and all other formats, in every organization, it's 20 hertz to 80 hertz is the frequency limits. And I think he just kept it there for continuity.
Gotcha.
So,
because it would actually make it super interesting if we could go lower.
It would. I was blown away.
Here's the thing: is I believe people on the West Coast, people on the West Coast, I think it would be an advantage. Maybe some people in Florida, it would be an advantage. Outside of those two locations, I don't see a bunch of the builds that are designing to go super low. You know what I mean?
I mean, if they open it up, I'll make it happen.
Well, I mean, like I said, he came in at
I mean,
17 hertz, 144.1. Dude, that's loud at that at that.
It is.
You know.
I had a chance to sit in that in his car,
In Jimmy's?
and I don't get awed very often, and I just was sitting there looking at his box, and my hat was flapping like this, and I'm just looking at his box, going, "This is unbelievable. This is." I don't understand it. I don't understand this box. Like, how is it happening? How is this happening right now? You know? And he's laughing at me, and he's like, "Dave, it's this." I'm like, "I still don't understand it. You know, like, how is this even possible?" Because the box maybe 2 cubes, 3 cubes.
For what?
You know? Like, how is he doing this?
Or
you know?
sub or?
It was at 218s.
218s.
Yeah.
Did you help
and
him
the
with
box
the build?
looks maybe 3 cubes, right, Jose? Maybe 4, maybe.
So it was 218s, and there were a JVF, like some proto Neos that he had.
Yeah, they're Neo prototypes.
But the way they do those infinite baffle builds is they use like where the spare tire goes, and they cut a hole, and they use that as a manifold. And you only get one side of the wave that's inside the car.
Yep.
So think of it as the world is your box.
Yep. So essentially so essentially he's creating a fourth order bandpass. And we would put the bike inside the box. Is essentially
he was saying that the car becomes the enclosure.
That's correct. So when you do, say, U.S.A.C, right, and you're doing Port Wars, and you stick the microphone inside of the box itself through the port, that's the effect he's trying to get by doing this infinite baffle. Is that fairly accurate for you?
Good way to put it.
Whatever he was doing, it was mind blowing. I've never seen anything like that, and it was really, I was intrigued by it.
Well, I will tell you, go to Oakland if you want to see infinite baffles. Freaking dude, everybody in Oakland. You can go to any stereo shop. They will put a piece of wood right behind your seat.
Slab boards.
And exactly. And
no, I mean, in my old car back in the 90s, I used to do the Free Air Pioneer IMPPs. You know, and do a baffle board and use the trunk.
Right.
Yeah. I just I don't know. I'm no box builder like Jose and no mathematician like Jose, so I yield to that. But I was really impressed by the looks and more astonished at the output.
Yeah. So no, that's cool. Like I said, I'm not trying to put down any other locations or anything like that, but I will say the West Coast loves to play low and loud. And typically most of the vehicles are daily drivers.
Jose, you should do 1018s like that.
Dude, I don't know what car you would need for that. You need to cut out like the whole floorboard.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, actually about like 2 years ago, for about a few months, we had a bus that we were going to buy.
Like a shuttle or an actual bus?
The shuttle.
Yeah.
Okay, short bus, window licker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We almost got it, but it fell through.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
The only issue with with most of the shuttle buses is it's got the bifold doors. And it's so hard to create pressure with a bifold door.
Exactly. It's too much flex.
Yeah, but they do have the ones with the van front end. So you get like an Econoline van with the thing behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do some killer stuff with that. So just thoughts. So so you got that record. So are those other guys going to compete, or do they just compete U.S.A.C, or because you're judging something else, right?
Yes, I actually started judging in IASCA and USAC,
Okay.
but most of our team have been competing mainly in USAC and Mecca because some of the builds they have, they really get competitive when you open them up.
Okay.
So, like for example, we have one wall in our we had a 215 wall in our team.
Okay.
Um, DB drag his scores are all right, but he picks up about 3-4 DB just opening her up.
You know what that means, right?
What was that?
It means you need to tune the vehicle better. That means you have a lot of testing. When you look at some of these high end DB drag builds,
Mm-hmm.
there are quite a few I'm going to post later. Celeste just texted me, said there's quite a few new world records from this weekend. She'll be posting about them later. So, but I went through all the scores, at least for you, Jose, and yeah, it appears it's like playing Guitar Hero with the emojis. That's what Jeffrey Fernandez said.
Right?
But you know, if you tune a vehicle precisely, you will get really loud, and once you open the doors, you actually lose dB.
Mm.
Gary Killian was one of the few that I've seen that been able to tune to that extent.
Yeah.
And his was just insane. And even though it's outlaw, right? It's considered outlaw in USAC, which was what he did. Even though it's outlaw, he would still leave the car sealed up because he would get a much higher score, and he would leave it on the dash because his highest score was on the dash with it sealed up. Scott Owens talked about that on the podcast we had him on here too, because you're tuning the wave to a particular spot on the windshield, and if you miss the tuning by opening the door, it gives you a handicap to adjust the tuning.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, the thing is, a lot of our people on our team, they didn't come to us like originally intending to build a competition vehicle.
mm-hmm.
It was mostly like, hey, I want something to demo, or I want something that's just like an everyday car. So I'd never really built with the intentions of, let's get some really high sealed scores.
Okay.
And then after they went to their first show, they're like, oh yeah, let's compete. And I'm just like, okay, now I gotta find somewhere to fit your vehicle in because I gotta find a class that
without tearing it apart and redoing it, right?
Instead of doing that, yeah.
No.
So these were customers that came to that you did a build for, and then came to a show and then got hooked, kind of like where it always happens.
Yeah.
They come to a show and it becomes like our daily crack.
Yeah, there's only about like maybe 3 of our members that we knew before we started the team. Everybody else just came in because they were at some point a customer and they came to a show, and now they're in the team.
Can I give you a little helpful hint to help grow business at your shop? So since you do have your team members, you put up a whiteboard and you put loudest and then just put them in order, and you won't believe how much money people will spend to go up even one spot on that list.
Yeah.
I mean, we were doing that for a while, but I never actually posted it at the shop.
Post it at the shop where people that walk in can see it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will want to know how to get on that board.
There's nothing like walking in and seeing your fellow teammates.
Yep.
And it creates a friendly competition amongst themselves that, you know what? I want to beat you. I want to go up one.
Yep. And
everybody wants to be next to the champion. You got to remember that.
and remember, use it for your customers, right? Hey, you want to know how to get on the board? You have to be a customer, right? Number one. You can't be on my board without being a customer.
Hey, Doug, yes, I wouldn't give too much information. That information is patent pending.
I will tell you, Rusty used it. Rusty and I discussed it. He used it, and he used it to an extreme success in his shop when he had Sound Solutions in Reno. It works really well for people. I would suggest it to any shop. If any shop has any questions about it, I'll help them out and get it going on. Tristan and Tiffany out in Barbados. Like I said, this may be
Hey,
an
Chop.
awesome opportunity for you guys to, help drive your business. I know you have your hands in all kinds of businesses, so it may be an opportunity to help drive that. So, anyway, so Jose, what's your next goal in competing? And this show doesn't have to be DB drag centric, right? It could be about your USAC, I ask, whatever. But where are your next goals?
If we're talking about the Widow, I just want to see it put up a 65. I mean, I don't care how it does it as long as it's not in the port.
65 at what though?
Anything. And then I'll work to get the frequency down.
Nice.
I kind of like setting smaller goals first.
Okay.
That's the smart way.
It's less frustrating.
Yeah. So I actually listened to, because I spend a lot of time driving and at work and whatnot. And so I was listening to a podcast with Jason Belmonte. And for you guys that don't know who Jason Belmonte is, he is the #1 bowler in the entire world. He's a two-handed guy. He's from Australia. And he said everybody needs to set dude, you are crazy kind of goal. So for him, his dude, you're crazy kind of goal was 30 national titles in the Professional Bowling League. Well, he just hit that yesterday. And that's how he became #1 in the entire world. So he's #2 or #3 all time in wins. Well, his man, you're crazy goal is in bowling. They have a thing called Triple Crown, just like they do in baseball and auto racing. And I mean, almost all sports have a Triple Crown.
Horse racing, right?
Horse racing is where it started, yeah. So, but a lot of sports have a Triple Crown. Well, the Triple Crown in bowling is the U.S. Open, the shoot, I don't remember. Anyway, the U.S. Open is the big one because when you win the U.S. Open, you get an eagle. Well, Pete Weber's one guy. He's won it, I believe, 4 or 5 times. The next closest person to winning eagles behind him has only won 2. And that's Jason Belmonte. So his goal...
Well, you know what?
Huh?
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead and finish. I got a question for you.
That's crazy goal is he wants to beat Pete Weber. So Jason Belmonte's been bowling professionally for something like 12 years, and he's won 2. So everybody, what he's saying is everybody needs to have a, dude, you're crazy, whether it's your business. Hey, I want to make $2 million this year in my business. You got to have that crazy goal that is just that one carrot. Now you can have little goals to reach to, hit along the way, but that one crazy goal that you got to have in your mind that ultimately you're going to. And that's, I actually thought that was a really good, podcast from him explaining that. So what were you saying, Dave?
I kind of want to jump in here and crack a joke. All right. I'm going to do this real quick. Welcome to This Week in Bowling. Well, my guest, Doug Stockton. Hey, Doug, I want to know, where do you rank in bowling? Since we're talking about all these guys, where do you rank in bowling? Big earn?
Depends how much money you got.
I just had to mess with you one time.
Yeah. No, I actually am part of another bowling podcast, so.
That's awesome. I mean, no, I have some questions for Jose.
Yeah, no. Actually, hey, just so you know, I'm averaging 233 right now. So I'm on PBA shot, which would make me in the top 5
one of these times,
in the world.
One of these times, I think you, Doug, should it'd be nice to have a basehead bowling meetup. Get everybody over, just get us over there bowling.
Hey,
that'd be kind of cool.
Anytime you guys want to do it, I am down. I bowl 6 days a week, so.
I actually want to bowl with you one time.
Hey.
I've never, the highest I ever bowled was like a 220 something or 230 something. That was probably my best game. Never going to happen again. Never going to happen
terrible at bowling.
I average maybe a 160, 150 in there. But I would love to just go bowling with you one time.
Ah, there we go. So, okay, what were your questions for Jose? Hey, wait, first let's go. Jose, do you have that is a crazy goal?
Crazy goal, I guess, to be someday hit a 70 somehow.
You think? So, I mean it gives you something to work towards, right?
Yeah,
I don't doubt this guy. 170.
I
mean, obviously everyone has like the goals of just being the loudest, but I'm like, I like to set incremental goals. So I'm like, eventually I'll get there, but I'll just start, breaking barrier by barrier by barrier. And that way it's more entertaining and less frustrating because I'm trying to gain like 70 beats.
So just to share with you my goal for on the DB drag side, I own multiple businesses and whatnot, right? So I'm always working.
Rub it in. Go ahead.
Hey, dude, if you put as many hours in as me, you'd be able to talk about it too.
I know.
I know. I be lazy, man. Only 3 job, 4 job, lazy man.
6 job,
man. Anyway, so my crazy goal for DB Drag would be to turn our events into a TV show. So that's why when you see me screwing with live feeds and coming up with totally new ways to integrate it into Facebook, and know that my goal ultimately is to try and turn this into a TV show that somebody wants to watch.
You know what? A reality show would be awesome.
It would, and that's why I'm trying to show through my events and through these podcasts. I'm trying to show the personalities of the people, and so that's my crazy goal, to be on Discovery Channel or Nat Geo or something.
Well, sign me up when you guys have an episode for the Quiet Guys. Sign me up. I'll host that episode.
So that's my crazy goal. So I just wanted to share with you that it's not that, I'm not preaching something I'm not practicing myself. So that's my crazy goal. Turn this thing into a TV show. I've already had a couple of meetings with some people at Discovery Channel, Tech TV, and it's not easy to get going. So I am trying, but it'd be nice if we did. Anyway, so what were your questions for Jose? Start hitting them with some of that stuff.
Well, I mean, me personally, when I came into the scene 4 years ago, Jose was already there. And I'm an old guy, so and I look at Jose as being a young vet with a lot of knowledge and a lot of abilities and a lot of resources. And I've always, never really sat down with Jose, and I think there's a good opportunity. I mean, when you opened your shop with your father, that's great. But at what year or what point did you guys decide we're going to go to a show and see where we rank? And then what was the feeling after that once you went?
I mean, this initially started when I was like on the SMD forums, and I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to try and do this competitively. Because I was like, I thought I was loud back then, and I was like, I'm not loud. I want to check. I want to check how loud I am compared to everyone else. So I hopped on SMD forums, and I actually found Chemo, and he referred me to our old team. But I went to the first show, which was, I have to say, Toys for Tots at Nyman's back in like 2016.
Okay.
2015. It was, I forget the year. It was a long time ago, but I get there and I'm just like, dude, I'm not loud at all. And I had already gotten my first 150 demo, but now I'm seeing cars that are considerably louder than that. And I pull up to the lanes and I put a 135 while everyone's doing 60s. And it was humbling for sure. Because I'm just like, wow, I thought I was loud and I'm not.
What name were you competing under then?
It's going to be under the same profile I have now because I actually merged the profile.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Team Phat Boyz Jose.
I just looked up. Oh, Team Phat Boyz Jose, not Team Phat Boyz.
Yes. So Team Phat Boyz is my dad's profile. But technically it's the shop's.
Okay.
So if you look up Team Phat Boyz Jose, that is what I run the CRX and the Brown Suburban under.
Tyler Jose, there you go.
So I have another question.
Go for it. Shoot.
Whose build whose demo, when you went to that show and you threw up that number and you were there trying to see where you ranked and where you landed, whose bill did you sit in that said, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be better. This is where I want to be louder. This is the one that hook, line, and sink right there.
That's
the one
so long ago.
Dad, mom said, you know what, we're going to take it to the next level because you guys are on the next level. So who was it?
Dude, I don't remember a lot of the demos, but if I had to remember one, and Doug could probably say if he was there or not, but it had to be James Hayes, demo horror.
Who?
James Hayes.
I don't think I've met.
So I got you in 2017 being the first show. 2004 you did a show.
No, that's some guy in Mexico, I think.
Oh, okay. Because you're not.
They're all related. Jose. It's okay. They're all related.
Yeah, if it was 2004, I would have been 10.
Okay, so I got you 2017, and you got 111 points that year.
Yeah.
Mello's Car Audio. Yep, right here. Straight stock go. 1K.
135 at like 800.
135.5, 878 watts, 37 hertz. And then
what were you running?
So I was getting my BMW worked on at the time, so I just took my mom's 300.
Oh, that's right, your BMW. I remember that.
Yeah, I took my mom's 300 out of CT Sounds Mezzo 15 with some weird box I did. Yeah, it was not loud.
Who were you asking if they were there?
James Hayes.
James Hayes. Did he compete in DB Drag?
Yeah, demo horror.
Yeah, I know, but because I don't see him on here.
He might have just gone to demo.
Yeah, he may have demoed because Brian Nyman's shop has a lot of that. There's Tonko on there before he was loud.
Well, the reason why I asked this question is because there's a lot of new people coming into the audio scene where they see people like Jose, right? He's like the grand finale of the show, right? Everybody gathers around. They think, sorry for that background noise. I got Hardee's around me. People come to the scene, they see Jose and his mom and dad, and they see the widow. And they think, Jesus, this thing is, known, notorious with long windshields. It's just insane. And I think a lot of them don't realize that you started, like you said, 800 watts. And
yeah.
And I kind of want to put that out there that,
dude, the joy I felt hitting that 140 for the first time.
What's that?
I was like, yes.
Oh yeah, the joy from the 140 going from 130 to 140, right?
That's what I'm saying. I was like 135. Yep. Next goes 140. Next goes 45, 50, 55, 60.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I wanted to throw out there was a lot of people see you, out there with the widow. They don't know where you came from. I didn't see it personally either myself. So that was the reason for my questioning. But a lot of these new guys come out and they, like I have members on my team that, a year ago they were doing a 40. Now they're in 57, 56s, But a lot of those new guys come in, they don't see it. And they think that, how can I get there? And I just you're a prime example of how you go up that ladder, how you grow and mature and develop. And, you got team coaching, mentoring, and things like that. And that's something I want to put out there for the new viewers that are in the scene that Jose started just like you are right now. So never think that he's out of your league. He's just out of your time frame right now.
I mean, I guess it's more of a, back then also I was building, but it didn't really have something to measure it. So I didn't get feedback. And as soon as I was getting that feedback, okay, this works, is when you start making your growth. You know what I mean?
And when you got that term lab, it made a world of difference, didn't it?
Well, yeah, I could test at home and then come smack it at a show.
I tell everybody, if you have a chance, invest in a term lab. It's really the biggest tool you're ever going to have an option to have at your disposal.
Yep. Especially, so have you been using the new Winner's Edge portion too?
I have. I know. What?
I haven't. I have no time to test.
I have.
I'm so busy now. I just test in the lanes.
Yep. Christian Jensen just popped in.
You know,
Jose, is my Winner's Edge. Like, oh, what did I do last time? Okay, there you go.
I'm, you know what? Well, good for you, because if you're doing the numbers that you're doing, I just figured that would be a prime tool, knowing how you are with numbers, and you know, I'm
I'm
disappointed. I'm taking you off of Facebook. I don't want. I don't even want to be on the show no more.
I don't know. Sometimes I like doing stuff a little bit more old school and just like writing it down or in a notepad. I don't know. I'm just hard headed.
You know what? I can side with you there. There's sometimes I think the measuring of the system, it's been proven, doesn't give you as accurate data, you know, based on the vehicle. You know, what it says it'll do, it shows you this. When you go test the vehicle, it does actually the opposite. So it's good to do both.
Yeah, you can always do both.
Yeah. So
Just go ahead.
all right. So I was just gonna ask you. So I mean, you're bringing new people onto the scene
Mhm.
and whatnot, and I was surprised to see none of them really trying the DB drag base race or top dog portion. You had the new guy Jimmy. No.
Yes.
Yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy tried the Psychlone demo no wall.
Mhm.
You had a little higher expectations of his score. It didn't work out as well for him.
Well, the thing was, we had a big giant amp for him to try out. To just run for that, because I don't know if you looked in the trunk. I lent him my 100 amp hour lithium, so he would basically double his bank.
Okay.
So I'm like, now you have the voltage. So we go, and I worked all day on the car to get the amp in there. It was my Crossfire 16K, so he was gonna have double the power. And I just got it back from repair, and it didn't really work out because I popped it on turn on.
It
on turn on, yeah.
On? Oh,
I think one of the MOSFETs wasn't good. And yeah.
Yeah.
So if that worked out, he would have definitely got that record.
Yeah. You know, Josh was trying too. Josh was trying hard.
I saw that.
His frequency was a little bit weird. It jumped up to 27 hertz. If he could have stayed at 26, he would have had the record.
Well, I gave him a track, or I gave him the link to download the tracks that I use specifically.
Oh, well, he did. So I'm sure you know, Jose, but there's resonance inside your vehicle. So even though you're playing a 27 hertz note, your vehicle may resonate at 27, and that's what was going on, in my opinion, of what happened to him. Because the song he was playing, when you play it at low volume, it just resonates at 26 hertz. But as you raise the volume, now your headrests are wiggling, your mirrors jiggling, your windows are moving. And when you start adding those things up, it may change the actual frequency of what the mic's reading.
I don't know if you ever look at the RTA when you're measuring the Widow, but if you ever do, you can see the like super loud harmonics. I think that.
Oh, does it?
You'll see like 20, and then you'll see a smaller peak at 40, 60.
Oh. So that's using like quarter wave theory, right?
Exactly.
And when I used to build my vehicles, that's how I can tell. I don't care how you tuned a vehicle. I bet you, in general, unless you put a lot of work into a box, just by where the the subwoofers and the port are, I can about tell you what the frequency is going to be at the mic. Real simple quarter wave theory, right?
You know that's crazy. I have to jump in here because I have been at numerous shows, and Doug will look at someone, and he'll hear them burp here, and the guy will damn near be within one or two, like right there. He burp here. There's your score. Go up, go down, and the guy will get a great score. And I'm thinking, Doug, how in the hell did you just look at his system and just say do that?
So I've been doing this, 22, 23 years, right? So I may have a little experience. And that's like when people pull in and they're going to do, say, freestyle. And I go, driver door partially open. You might want to try cracking your passenger window. That's a if or that. But in general, just driver door, and you want the mic here. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not loudest that way. Okay. You can. I don't know
Right?
what I'm talking about. Here you go. Do what you want to do. I said, hey, now this time you want to try it like I did? Oh, crap. That was like 1.5 dB louder. Weird.
Well, I don't know. One of the weird things though, one of our guys
Uh-huh.
for Outlaw, if you crack the back window, the
So,
back driver window,
okay, so
What?
somebody was cracking the back passenger window on a four-door vehicle on a Suburban when we were down in Fresno, and he went up over a full dB by cracking the passenger rear window on a Suburban,
interesting.
which I've never seen that before ever. So that tells me he needs more port area is what he needs.
Actually, I can contest to that. In Congo, when I did some testing, I was doing a number, and when I was demoing, I broke the passenger rear right window, so my window fell down. It stays about this much open.
Yep.
When I did testing, I gained over, and I thought it was crazy because it was on the sealed side, and I gained 1.5 dB on testing just because of the breathing.
So what that does is it kind of adds port area to your box. Because remember, your vehicle's a box. Okay? So when you load, so like if you were to do a port war score, you don't put the mic at the front of the port. You put it at the back of the port where it makes the bend. Okay? So what you're doing when you open your driver door is you're making that the front of the port of your vehicle. And that's why when the mic's on the passenger side window, you're essentially putting it in the back corner of the port, right? That's why you're gaining when you open the door, because you're changing the waveform, and now that becomes the backside of your box behind your port. Okay.
Well, ever since I
corner,
put my
basically.
window, I'm kind of loud now, so I'm just gonna let it roll.
Well, he's only like a 130 or so. On your
I'm
turn
not
on
talking your
thump,
bowling
right?
storm,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, on your turn on thump, you're 130.
Something funny I've seen that like while judging USAC is when people do port wars, they get a little confused when I tell them burp at tuning,
Yes.
and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, just do it." And they do it, and they're like, "Oh snap, I gained a lot." I'm like, "Yeah, dude."
I actually made that mistake at the USAC show that you hosted in Battle of the Bay. I remember when I did that 169 in Port Wars, and you were like, "Can you
Race
get
Wars?
170 in Port Wars?"
I'm saying Race Wars though.
Race Wars, yeah, it was Race Wars. We were doing Port Wars at the USAC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My car in that Burt box, it did 69 at 60. And I kept doing it. And you're like, "Can you break a 170?" I kept burping at 60. I forgot. If I drop down to 54, I do a 172. You know, that's my max. And I didn't do it. And I ended up losing and getting second place against Down the Pound. And I do almost a 72, you know, at 4,000 watts in the port. So I was like, man, I forgot to drop it down.
Because if you think about it, when you're like peak, like say your sealed score, when you're peaking at like what the car plus the box resonate at. So when you're sticking it in the port, you want to burp at the tuning where the port itself resonates to create the most pressure.
Weird.
I mean, I had one of the new guys do it, and he's like, "No, I don't want to burp that low. I might send myself." I was like, "Man,
so Jose, are you looking?
Hmm?
Are you looking to Well, I had a couple questions for you.
Go for it.
For one, how heavy is the Widow?
I have no idea. We've never weighed it.
You've never taken it across the cat scale?
Nope.
I'm just curious of what that thing weighs, because you said you used to do or you thought about doing hydraulics. I was thinking maybe you should put some in the back, because that's.
Well, we're thinking about the helper bags.
Right? Yeah, you got the Cali lean going.
Well, we actually put new springs in it. I forget from what car, but they were
Was it a dually?
Probably. My dad knows. That's probably a question for Pops.
And then my other question is, with everything that you're doing with the rebuild and everything, are you planning to attend the big DB Drag anniversary show this year for World Finals?
Yeah. I mean, if we start planning for it, maybe, but I don't think it's going to be a thing for us, honestly.
Well, it'd be nice to have you out there so you can.
It would be fun.
Yeah, you can represent the Psychlone and show off and retain your title. And
I think the main thing is the fact that since we live in Cali, we'd have to drive out there. It would be more of us taking a week or two away from work. And
so that's what I was saying. Times. So that's why I suggest you send it on a transport. You fly in, you do the show, you fly out. You miss 1, maybe 2 days of work max.
I mean, that's something we would have to figure out and find out. But
yeah,
I mean, I think it would just come to when we're closer to actually the date of finals, see if it's actually in the cards for us,
Okay.
If you put it on transport, I'll actually sleep in the cabin with all those 30 kids.
That ain't comfortable, bro. Trust me, it ain't comfortable.
And so people that know, it's October 1st and 2nd, or 2nd and 3rd. Anyway, it's the first couple days of October. It's in Kentucky, and to qualify for World Finals, you need to have a DB Drag membership. You have to attend a multi-point event, 2X, 3X, and you have to have. I think in Psychlone you only need 50 points, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I think so, unless it was 75.
50 or 75.
It was 50 and then 75 for every other bracket.
Yeah, Top Dog was only 50, Extreme's only 50, and I can't remember if Psychlone's 50 or 75. So
Psychlone was always the lower one. That's how I remember.
So
I found a few questions in the chat.
Okay, go ahead and read them before you answer them, because remember, we are doing this thing as an audio podcast. Yeah, multiple platforms.
Okay. So I had Tyler Archer says, Jose, do you miss RTA install, also known as regular Psychlone wall? RTA and install were fun. RTA was kind of a pain because I always had to redo my EQ right before the show because my dad would always mess with the settings regardless. But the thing I honestly miss the most, and maybe it's just me because I'm kind of always try to be cautious with the equipment, is the 30-second run versus the 1 minute, because it's a lot easier for me to just send it for 30 seconds versus a minute. Second question would be, I think it was Brandy. Jose, how do you not break the window when competing? It takes control, right? I can't control if I break it or not. It's literally if something's broken in the cabin and the thing flexes, it's gone. We actually did a little bit of work before we came out with the rebuild. We went through the cabin, fixed a lot of broken welds, a lot of torn metal, and I'm assuming that helped it stay together this weekend.
I have a question. How many windshields are you up to now?
Oh, I think we're at like 23. Jesus. My mom says 24, 25. I think it's like 23. I forget.
So you only have up to what, like 11 or something marked on your car, right?
Yeah, I think
last time I looked this weekend.
On
the decal it says like 16, 19.
Yeah. But that's way behind.
I was looking at it.
I haven't updated it.
Lie. He's living a lie. There's more than that.
Okay, so let me real quick read off these point requirements. So season cutoff date is September 11th, 2022, which we'll have at 3X, and you have to have attended 4 of my Sonic FX events to be eligible for the cash at that show. Okay, so all contestants must have a certified score, 2X or a 3X event, right? Let's see. DB Drag 75 points, Extremes only 40. Base Races 75 points, Top Dog 50, Psychlone 50 points, Freestyle 50 points. Now you can have an early entry fee if you before September 16th. If you only pay $200 entry, if you wait till the day of the event, it turns into $500 entry fee for World Finals. Additional formats may be added, you know, at additional costs. Anyway, then they have the early bird finals registration gas saver special. So if you enter before July 1st, and it's only $350, so it's a $350 entry fee for World Finals. You still have to meet all the criteria, except for in DB Drag, your points go. You only need 50 points. In base race, you need 50 points. Top dog, you need 35. Psychlone, you only need 35. And freestyle, 35. So you can literally go to, what, 2 3Xs? Or 1 3X and a 2X. You can go to 2 events, pay the early entry fee before July 1st, and have all the points you need for World Finals. But I don't think a points is an issue for you. But like I said, that's the requirements for World Finals if you were going to attend. I would love to see at least 10 cars from California head to World Finals and show up and just see the difference. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's worse. It's a different experience when you go to World Finals and people from all over the country are there at one space. People you see online, you get to see their vehicles and videos and on camera, and it's not the same as actually walking up and being able to see it firsthand.
Yeah, I actually plan on flying out to World Finals.
Me too.
Watching one of my buddies, Sterling Walker. He was at Slamology.
Okay.
And watching all his videos out there with some of all the big dogs, all these extreme demo vehicles that you see online, that you only see online, they're all there. He was sitting front and center. And to see his face, and we all know Sterling, if you're out here in Sacramento, Bay Area, California, we all know Sterling. He's used to base. And when he's putting a post up saying, this is a windy tunnel, this is a bad boy, this is insane, you got to take what he says and amplify it, because that guy doesn't tap out for nothing. So in seeing those builds, I love him, but I hated him. I hated him for being there, and I wasn't. I was hating, sneak dissing on my comments, because I love him. But
yeah,
man, I got to get out there. I got to get out there to some of the loud guys, the real, like Dante, or the extreme guys. Some of the guys that got some crazy builds.
Yep. Sam Dunn asked real quick, do you have to have those points by July or to do the early bird, or can you pay and still cure points required? You can get the points after you pay the entry fee, but you have to have that payment in by July 1st, and then you can get the points afterwards. So just wanted to share that real quick, because that was important kind of closure to what we were discussing on the points.
So Jose, when are you gonna throw a? When are you gonna build your mom something?
Oh, you're muted, Jose.
I hear you.
You're muted.
I'm actually trying to convince her to do a build.
Base race.
Yeah, something. Get in there. I actually have a few spare subs, and I'm just like, dude, let me just put something in your car.
Yeah, because your dad, your mom's a sweetheart. She's always out there, and you gotta have, you got fat boys. What about big moms? That's big moms.
I mean, I'm trying to convince her. She's always like, no. I'm just like, dude, do it. I'll provide most of the equipment.
I have a new build coming out. It's a full extreme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been keeping it a secret, but I have a full extreme blazer.
So I will let you guys know.
Coming out.
I will let you know if there's a true extreme car, I don't charge them entry fee at my shows. So you can come and compete. You don't get a trophy, but you get to enter the show at no cost. Even
It's a full
multi-points.
stream, except for the windshield, but the windows are done.
Okay.
There are 2-inch plexiglass on each side. It's being done right now. It's coming out with 912s, center console, steel cage, everything. And I'm going for 70, just so you guys know. But I'm going to aim for 65 as an achievable goal. But the blader's name is Mom's. I'm doing it for my mom. Just so you guys know. Be ready for it.
I mean, it does get harder the louder you get. Definitely.
I know, brother. And I name it Mom's, so when I win, I can say my mom's kicked your ass.
So actually, 75, 78 in an extreme vehicle with one sub, sometimes two, is not that difficult. If you need help with that, I can hook you up with somebody that'll help, so that at least get you on the right path. And realistically, with 5 to 8,000 watts and a single sub, you should be looking at least a 70.
Actually, I have 4 Jeff Voon SPL Neos that are going to be.
You're going to find you don't want those.
Oh, I don't know. I got 10 3.2s, and
what did he just say? I tell people stuff, and they're like, and I don't. But hey, you build however you want, Dave.
No, I'll reach out to you. I'm not trying to be the loudest in the world. That's not the point of this build. This build is for
his internet just went dead.
So that's what I'm looking at.
All right, yeah, tribute cars are great. All right, guys.
That's what it's.
We've already hit the 1 hour mark. Appreciate you
I got one more question. I got one more question for Jose.
Right, hit him up.
Jose, my man, what is your definition of a bass head?
Such language, young man.
Ooh, sorry. Yeah, forgot we're on multiple platforms. Don't want to.
Take a dab and get back to me. Come on, you got this.
All right. Definition of a bass head. I mean, my definition of a bass head is mainly someone that loves bass, whether it's a burp car or a demo car. I mean, someone that gets excited whether it's either or, because I look at cars, whether it's a demo or burp build, and I'm like, oh, like, cool, I get intrigued by it. I even enjoy getting in cars that demo at like 65, and it's just someone that overall loves bass. I know it's like very kind of a cliche, simple answer,
no. But if that's what it fits for you, that's perfect.
Yeah, I mean.
All right.
That's awesome.
Before we get to the next part, I just want to tell real quick, everybody, hey, if you're tuning in late or whatever, you're hearing this again, or you're just now hearing this, remember, go to YouTube after we're done with the podcast or while, whatever, and hit the like button. It's going to help my algorithm. So please hit the like button on the YouTube
Looks
channel.
like this.
It looks just like that. Hit the thumbs up. It really helps with some different matrix and stuff on YouTube. Whether you watch the video or not, just go over, hit the thumbs up, and it'll help grow the channel and hopefully bring on new people and more sponsors.
I have.
You got to do the YouTube intro. Smash that like button.
I have one more thing I want to do.
Okay.
Very important.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No.
This is my sister. She took care of my mom for 18 years. And I consider family and my sister. So those that know. And I just want to share this moment with her. She's been bringing me beers, and stuff like that during this whole podcast and everything like that. So I just want to say, this is my sister. So if you ever see her at the show, say hi to her.
And she's looking for a job doing security now?
Yeah, it's actually her, so, so I just want to include her in this one podcast.
All right. We appreciate
all
your help.
I didn't mean to stick your thunder there, buddy.
No. I appreciate your help with Dave's mom and all that in the past. I'm sure they appreciate it too.
My pleasure.
So, all right, Jose, what do you got coming up, bud?
Coming up, we actually have a show at Lunsford.
Okay.
On the 26th, it's IASCA and USAC. I'll be there judging USAC.
Okay.
And we'll be doing IASCA. Besides that, hopefully I'll have some YouTube stuff out. I'm definitely uploading a lot more on TikTok. Both of them are under Subsonic Audio. TikTok's Subsonic Audio 1. Besides that, that's pretty much all I can think of off the top of my head I have coming up.
Are you going to have some merch and some Fat Boys and some
Hopefully,
apparel?
if I can find some time to make a larger batch for last time.
We need some more of that in there, man. We need to get everybody wearing it.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually saw a few people wearing it this weekend.
Yeah, I know. They're wearing the shirt I should have had, but oh, never mind. That's a different story. But okay.
Julio has your shirt, bro.
All right, Dave, what you got coming up next or soon?
Nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. I am going to be at the shows. I do want to say I appreciate everybody's outpouring. For those that know. I would definitely be at the show at Lungsford. I came out for the DB drag. I'm coming out just to hang out with the Bassline community, man. As a family, they showed me a lot of love at a time of need. And that's one thing I really love about this community, that we all have a likeness. We're like-minded. We have fun with bass. Excuse me, the beer's kicking in, burping. So, no, just I'm free floating right now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna land somewhere.
You will.
It's gonna be in a lane, I'll tell you that. And I'm looking forward to battling Jose. I'm maybe twice his age, but he's still my mentor. I have a lot of respect for that guy, a lot of respect and love for his mother and what he's doing over there.
I look forward to the back and forth.
Every cardio team, I respect everything Doug's doing and pushing. The ultimate goal here is to bring more people and show them that there is an awesome world of car audio out there. And if you're willing to take the time to check it out, you will definitely get addicted. It's definitely fun.
Yep. All right. And
not the eyebrows. Not the eyebrows. I seen it.
And for me, we got a show this coming Saturday night out at Palomino Tires in Sparks, Nevada. And then we're back at Fresno on July 1st, and then Palomino again on the 26th, I believe, of June. Sorry. So yeah, I think it's. Anyway, I got my shows coming up. They're here. I'll tell you right now. Hold on a second.
While he's thinking, I'm going to be Doug Stockton. Yeah, I got a bowling tournament next week. I'm going to.
I do.
Over here taking this guy's money, and then they're going to ban me. And then I'm going to go over here and take this guy's money, and they're going to ban me.
They all quit on me.
I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to bowl. Damn near 300, and I'm going to take this guy's money.
I
and they're not going to want to see me.
I bowled
and then I'm going to go over here and start encyclopedias and pretend like I don't bowl, and I'm going to take his money.
Yeah. All right. So I got Sparks, Nevada, June 18th, July 1st, Fresno, July 9th at Lunsford in Sacramento, July 23rd back in Sparks, then August 5th in Fresno, August 13th back at Lunsford again, and Fresno September 2nd, and then September 11th out in Sacramento. I'm not sure if we're going to be at Lunsford or if we're going to be at Nyman Shop, and that'll be for the West Coast finale. Is he still doing the eye thing?
He's doing the eyebrows, man. He's doing the American Pie eyebrows.
Yeah, what the hell?
Eyebrows, man. I told him that before the show. You look just like him. You just like him, man. He's doing it. Oh, shit. Look like he had two caterpillars trying to mate.
How about these?
You look like my daughter, kind of. He took the beard away.
Oh,
I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
All right, guys. Hey, guys. Remember to go over to YouTube, smash the like button. That's the thumbs up over there.
Like.
And right down below me and right down there below Dave, there's a spot to put sponsors. If somebody would like to sponsor the show, I got a full spreadsheet on cost and what you get and all that stuff. So if you guys
We
like
need
to
to
sponsor the
sponsor
show,
this dude's eyebrow plucking. That's what we need.
but hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jose.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll see who we got next week. Jeffrey was at Slamology, so he was traveling this afternoon. Didn't have an opportunity to come on. So once again, I appreciate Dave for sitting in.
And I've been acting a fool, and I'll probably never be back. It's okay.
It's a good thing. Either way, hey guys, remember, bring one person with you to every show. We'll double in attendance. That's how we grow the sport. Bring somebody with you. They never, ever have I met somebody that went to the show and said, that's exactly what I thought it was. They always said, that was cool as hell, and it was nothing what I expected. So
most definitely.
So
1000%.
remember that. Yeah, so remember that when you invite somebody, try and get them to come down there. We'll have a great time. They'll have a great time with us. But thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next week on This Week in Car Audio at 5:30 p.m. California time, the only time that matters. See you guys next week. Peace.